has the arrival of Saudi Arabia been a good thing for boxing?
It has and it hasn't. It's good for the boxers, but it's not like, you know, with the greatest respect, it's not that they're having fights there every month, because obviously the weather and how it fits in with their plans. But they, we were talking to Prince Khalid and his team, and they're very determined, and they are determined people to put the big fights on. But they can only do that when the government make the money available for the fights to take place. And what we can't do in the meantime is to be waiting for that. We've got to make things happen. Otherwise, these guys are not going to fight off them. And they've said themselves, if any of the fighters lose their fights, then those fights are out. They won't happen. The big fights, the big unifications. So a lot of people are gambling on things actually happening. They're gambling on Usyk coming through. They're gambling on that AJ doesn't lose another fight to get the fight on with him and with Deontay Wilder, and they were gambling on that Tyson will be available.
Joe, there's obviously a lot of frustration for some fight fans that we're not getting some of these big fights, and some of it is because obviously we're waiting for Saudi Arabia and the money and everything that's involved in all of that. Can you understand why boxing has gone down this route for the big money deals that we're seeing in Saudi Arabia now?
Yeah, I get it, because it's like, do you want £5 or do you want £10?
Yeah.
So it's as simple as that. Like, you sacrifice a lot of your time, your life, and blood, sweat, and tears to get in the ring. It's your career, yeah. So you want to get the best deal out of it, and for the time spent, and yeah. So I get it, but like, it's a lot of money anyway at that level. So like,
but it's not just boxing; it's sport now. I mean, it's football, it's golf. I mean, it's lots of different sports, and they're obviously serious players in what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it a destination for sport. They're investing very heavily in it, and they're doing it at the top end. It's not like grassroots level. They're going straight in at the top. Acquiring football clubs, etc., and that's the way they see forward to do it.
But is it also hindering the fact that we're not getting the big fights?
Well, it is, because Joe just said, "What do I want to fight for a fiver, or do I want to fight for 10 quid?" It's a no-brainer. But they can't deliver those fights every week or every month. There are going to be certain times of the year, and in the meantime, a lot can happen in between that or not happen. And if for any reason, and as has happened, that the dates were kept being pushed back, and eventually it couldn't, they were getting put back to the end of the year, then you've got to do other things. Otherwise, the division will stagnate, and we have to make things happen.
Joe, obviously the rematch then, 23rd of September. What can you promise us?
A much bigger, stronger, harder, faster juggernaut that's going to come and rip back the title and then be back on top in line for the mandatory to be called, and then eventually become heavyweight champion and then sail off into the sunset.
I love it. I love the honesty. He's brilliant. Well, listen, we wish you the best
hopefully,
for it.
Yeah,
fingers crossed.
Yeah, come and support me and watch and all that stuff.
We will be there. Everyone will be there every step of the way. talkSPORT will be with you, building up to it as well. We can't wait for it on the 23rd of September. Thank you, Joe, for popping in and chatting to us. Frank, you're going to be staying with us, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
Yeah. You see,
I'll hold your hand, don't worry.
You can do that.
You're blowing him out now.
Whoa, the bromance has already it's ended that quickly. Listen, as I say, best of luck for the fight. Thank you for being with us. We'll take a break once again. This is talkSPORT.
Jim White and Simon Jordan, Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app, and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.